Okay, so can everyone hear some music in the background? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, fab. Alrighty, so we're going to do some alternate shoulder rolls. I'd like you to pick your shoulder up to your ear, press it back and down, and sort of squeeze it back without moving your upper body, keeping the rib cage still as you roll. And then squeeze and press back, opening the hands, and then round and come forwards. Breathe in, eye gaze up. Exhale, eye gaze down. I want you to lift your chest now and then drop your upper body. So chest up to the ceiling and then chest down. And then reaching out on the diagonal and bringing your elbow to your knee. And just tapping your foot down to the side and extend your fingers. So you spread your fingers out and then make a fist. Now, rather than putting your toe on the floor, next level, we're going to keep the foot hovered. So it's more of a test of our balance. I'm getting our balance muscles fired up. Nice and steady. Clearing your thoughts helps your balance. Let's do that on the other side. So just tapping the toe down to start with, elbow to knee, reaching the fingers, and then making the fist. Adding that lift with the toes off the ground. We do that twice more. So final one. And then taking the feet a bit wider, softening the knees. And we're going to open so that we've got one hand palm up at the back and one at the front. And then I want you to bring this hand over and imagine like you're holding a balloon down in front of your belly. And then reaching out the other way. So palms are up. Bringing your balloon over, down to your bottom hand, drawing it close to your belly. Now I'm going to breathe in. As we look towards the back hand, follow the balloon with our eye gaze and look down to the balloon. Looking towards the balloon at the back hand on the other side, following with the eye gaze and looking down to the balloon. Breathing in as you bring the balloon from behind you, breathing out as you sink the balloon down. Turning your upper body as you breathe in, exhaling as you center. One more time on each side, so a little bit of Tai Chi in our warm-up today. And then taking our feet a little bit wider, I'd like you to turn your toes out, bending your knee and pushing your tailbone back. Switching to the other side. Now you can either stay with this version or bring your opposite hand down, and we're going to stay here and rotate the body up. So either staying with that first version or adding that rotation in. And can you do that one more time each way? So last one. And then bringing your hands to your knees and circling your knees down and around, and then back the opposite way. Let's do that again, down and around, and then back the opposite way. And as you're doing this exercise, I just want you to take a moment to think about what your intention for the session is. How would you like to feel by the end of the session? And last one, taking the arms wide, kicking up, kicking back. Think about your posture now. So elongate up through the crown of your head, pointing the toes, getting some height on the leg. Let's switch to the other side. Welcome the wobble. Alrighty, last one. And shake it out. So feeling a bit warmer, let's come down onto our backs and breathe in and breathe out. Are you looking for online classes that support you with getting more me time? You want to get supple, strong, feel less stressed, get in the driving seat. But actually, perhaps you've noticed that following videos on YouTube isn't actually helping you commit. It's not like the teacher reaches out and says, correct your hips, bring your knee back, move your posture back. And this is the problem. So, of course, you can hit subscribe to get more from the Zigs YouTube channel. But let's face it, we're not going to send our children to a school without a teacher or a tutor. I mean, what's their life going to be like if they're going to learn in that way? So my name's Claire Louise Freeman. I'm the business owner of Zigs Exercise, and I like to encourage you to join me and my community online, where we get together via Zoom and we practice Pilates conditioning, yoga stretches, mobility. And the thing is, we get to actually talk through this stuff. We get to do it together. And to me, consistently doing it together is the thing that gives us much, much better results than if we're left flailing around in front of a video trying to do it all by ourselves. So if you'd like more information about joining me and others, please reach out, get in touch. You can work with us morning, evening, from the comfort of your own home. It's great because you get all the kit together at home, and it does help you to practice in between as well. So I'm offering a complimentary kickstart call. We can talk through what's getting in the way, you know, why it's not worked so far. And sometimes the hardest bit is actually just picking up the phone and talking it through. So brave pants on. I work with all sorts of people from various walks of life, different shapes and sizes. And often people who do work with me do it because they say that I do it in a very non-judgmental way. Of course, it's free to talk, so you can click the link in the description box below and we can get to know each other and see if we're a good fit. There's no pressure here. On the call, I'll listen in to, you know, what you need support with, what your personal needs are, and I can answer any of your questions about our online Pilates and yoga, where we do it together in community. Why wait? This stuff doesn't get any easier as we get older. We work with lots of busy parents, grandparents, business owners, NHS professionals, private school teachers, regular school teachers. So if that feels like you and you need that support and accountability on getting it done, that's the thing. If we've got the sessions booked in regularly, that means we're much more likely to show up. And it's that regularity that people are often missing. You know, they take time off during holidays. It's the commitment that gets the motivation. So why wait? Book in, give me a call, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's bring our knees up to the chest, tap down. And if you're doing steps challenge, make sure that you go into your app and just manually update your steps, because it does bump the Zigs team up the leaderboard. I think we're about 3rd place at the moment. Alrighty, so with these, tuck your knees up to your chest. And then for level 2, we're going to bring the knees like this into a hovered position so the feet are off the floor. Or more advanced today, we're going to do the legs akimbo version, where we open, come back in, and then roll. I don't know where that phrase comes from, akimbo. Sounds almost a bit Swahili or something. Last couple. And final one. Okay, great. Let's come over onto all fours. And I'd like you to extend your opposite arm away from your leg. I'm going to fold the leg, extend back out and come back down. So reaching out, folding in, extending and then lowering. Let's do that again. Now try and get enough height on the leg that you feel your buttock muscle kicking in. Try to get enough height on your leg that you really feel the muscles at the back of the leg working. And the hand that stays on the floor, push it down. So like you're pushing the ground away from you and sort of using the force to strengthen. Last one on each side. So final one. And then from there, if you hook your toes underneath and lift up so that you're in a downward dog. Wriggling your toes backwards, pressing your heels down so that you feel a good stretch there. Lifting the tailbone upwards. Breathe. And then eye gaze forward so you're looking between your hands. And we're going to bend our knees so that we hover them like this just above the ground. You're not going to put your knees on the floor, you're just going to hover them just above the ground and then move to your downward dog again. Deep breath. We take a walk in with our hands, touch our toes, put the body weight back to the heels, and uncurl, coming to standing. Now when you get to the top, I want you to rise onto your tiptoes, bring your hands up over the top of your head, palms together, and then come back down. That's it, and then walking forwards. So again, we're going to go into that position where we just hover the knees above the floor, open the chest and look forwards. Take your body weight just slightly forward, so you rock forward, rock back, and then go to your downward dog. So you're now straightening your legs again. Deep breath. Walking your hands in. And uncurling, coming back up, and we're going to tiptoe balance. And then coming down, and then walking forwards. Now for first level, you're going to keep your knees hovered off the floor, but for next level, you're going to walk your hands forward so you're now in a plank, and then rock forwards and backwards. Then going into your downward dog, hold and breathe. Walking the hands in, touching the toes, and uncurling. Back to standing, tiptoe balance. Palms together, can you look up to your hands and test your balance? Welcoming the wobble, and then coming back down, folding the body into. So for first level, bend the knees. The next level, more advanced, take your hands further forward into plank. Then we'll rock forwards, rock your body back, lifting into your downward dog. Breathe. Just going to do that sequence one more time through. So walking your hands in, uncurling, tiptoe balance. Touching the toes, walking the hands. Rocking forwards, rocking backwards, and then from there we're going to walk our feet through our hands and come and take a sit down. Okay, good job. Let's go wide with our feet. Are we nice and warm? Alrighty, so toes wide. I want you to point your toes and get your body upright. Now, if it's tricky to sit upright, park a cushion here so that you've got good posture and that lift in your chest. And we're going to turn the upper body. So you're trying to turn sideways without rounding your back. So lift your chest and then reach your arm towards your toes, gently nudging your nose down towards your knee. Just for about 3 seconds. It will feel a bit uncomfortable, that's normal. We point the toes, turn, and then reach. So find that slightly uncomfortable point. It's just for a few seconds of your life, and hopefully it'll help to prolong it. And then we come back up. Pointy toes, oh, losing a shoe. Turn, and then reach down. Got my little ballet slippers on this morning. Getting warmer, it's a good sign. Do the other one. Now, when you bring your nose down to your knee, have a look at it. Does it rotate in? See if you can just turn it out a bit. Notice how that does intensify the stretch a bit. Breathe as you come down. Now, you may be working hard enough as you are, but if you want to go a little bit further, just nudging the feet just slightly wider. Nudge them on a little bit wider. And can you get your chest down onto your thigh, or just nudging that way? And last one each side. So final one. Alrighty, let's release. Give the legs a shake. And I'd like you to bring your feet together, soles of your feet together with your hands just here, holding your ankles. Apply a little bit of pressure down with the elbows, and we're going to lean the chest forwards. So think of opening your chest, leaning forwards, breathing deeply. Often the upper back will do this and sort of round. Try to let your breastbone lead your lean forwards. And then let your knees come up and then drop again. Press them down. So using your elbows to push. This one reminds me of doing ballet as a child. The yogi turnout. All right, last one. And push down. Mrs. Cox, my ballet teacher's name was. She used to call me a silly sausage. Let's relax off and give your legs a shake out. We're going to come up to standing. Have we all got a stretchy band there? Can we find a band? So one of these. And I want you to wrap it around your back like this. So a bit like you're going to towel yourself off. So you've got these pigtails hanging out of the end. Oh, we could do a different type of show, couldn't we? Okay, so elbows in. We're going to push out to the side and then come back in. Let's do that again. So you're going to squeeze your elbows in as you reach and come back in. And I want you to rise onto your tippy toes Now you can either stay with this version, or we're going to stay out and hold here, and then turn, looking behind you to test your balance, move to the middle, and then coming back in and down. Lengthen your posture. Can you keep your eye gaze up as you turn? So you're training your eyes to stay upright rather than look down with your balance. So eye gaze staying up as you do the turn. Good, and let's do that again. So you're sort of being really mindful of what you can see as you do the turn. I think sometimes when we feel quite unsteady, the tendency is kind of just to look down to the ground. Let's work on keeping the posture, the eye gaze up, and being mindful of our surroundings. So one more each way. Steadying the ankles. How much play is in the ankle when you turn? You tune into stilling the ankles. Alrighty, let's give that a shake out. And then from here, we're going to use the band to hook under our feet. So if you can step onto it and just spread your feet out a little bit so the stretch under your feet. And softening your knees. And we're going to allow the band to sort of pull us down to one side. Let go of your head. And then come up and drop the other way. So we'll call this one level 1. So if you prefer, you can just keep going with that. Level 2, we're going to drop down and then we're going to squat and pull the band. And release. And then we'll drop to the other side. Let the head hang, and then we're going to pull the band and release. The third level, as we do the lean, we're going to pull out to the side and then get more height on the band. Hopefully they won't ping. It does happen now and again. It's a good sign of strength. It's not too painful if it happens. Just going to do that one more time. Alrighty, let's release. And I'd like you to now double your band over. So you're going to hold it with your palms facing down like that. And I just want you to simply pull, like you're trying to pull it apart. And then release. We're going to do it whilst we're standing on one leg. So pull. And then release. Bring it down. Switch the leg. So placing your foot by your knee or slightly higher. And then pull. Now the leg that I'm stood on, just watch my hip. If I'm doing it like this and popping the hip out to the side, that's not going to really help those stability muscles around my hips. I want to work at pulling in from the side when we do it. So as you transfer your body weight, avoid the hip popping and keep it central like that. So focusing in on that, like you're pushing your hip inwards. Straighten your arms. And let's do that on the other side. So straighten your arms in front of you. So push them out and pull. Firm pull. Good. And one more time each way. So straighten your arms. Pull. release. And last one. Lengthened in your posture, straight arms, and pull. And release. Okay, well done. Shake your legs. Let's come down onto our backs for some more core work. Have a drink if you need one. Now's a good time. Okay, so let's pop down onto your backs. My sister over for dinner last night. It was her birthday. She just applied for a new job at National Trust. Sounded interesting. Okay, so what we're going to do now is take our opposite arm away from our leg as we move into some mat work. So Pilates single leg stretch level 1, level 2, we'll do it with our start position here at 90 degrees with our knees. Now can you imprint your lower back into the ground as you do it? Or for third level, I'm going to do it with straight legs. Flexing the feet and pointing the toes. So let's add in some footwork. And can we do it 4 more times? Keep straightening your legs if you're doing the straight leg version. Thumb to the ground. Final one. And then from here, we're going to keep one leg up, but drop the other leg down. Now we're going to take our same arm as the leg on the inside like that. So we'll just let this other arm drop down. And then we're going to move the leg out sideways. Can you let that leg come down towards the floor? Now for more advanced version, watch where I go. This other arm comes up by my ear and it gets hold of the foot over there. So it's quite an advanced stretch. One to work on. So this hand over here is hand free. You're looking confused. Let's try that on the other side. So if you want to stick with the first version, we're just extending the leg up and the other leg down, nice and easy. So reach your toes if you're doing this one. So that may be enough for some of you. The second level, start to bring the same hand on the inside of the leg. So that then drops down and this other one kind of hangs out over here. So that's our level 2 version. And then our third option, this arm over here, comes up by the ear. And this leg gets pushed up with this hand, but then that one releases. Alrighty, let's release and shake a leg. Well done. So find a stick now. We're going to use it for some lunging. I find socks off works best. I've got grip. I've not got grippy shoes on. We're going to park the stick along the back to monitor our posture in our lunge. Nice big stride. Squaring up our hips and bending into our front knee. Coming down, down, and straightening out through the back leg. And then extending our front leg and bend again. Just leaning back into it. And extending the front leg. And then dropping down. Now, can you square up your hips as you hold? Go down, lower. Breathe. And straightening out through our front leg, taking our feet to the edges of the mat now. So we've got both legs straight with both feet at the edges. I'm going to square up the hips as we lean in. With this hand that's by the front leg, put a little bit of pressure into the mid-thigh. Breathing deeply. And let's release. And we're going to turn around and switch our lunge to the other side. If you can come and join me over here. That's it, squaring up your hips. Can you lean back against the stick? Bring your bottom hand into the curve of your lower back. Now, as you come down, can you get this front thigh parallel to the ground, or at least heading in that direction? Use your screen to mirror, and then come back up. And let's do it again. So coming down, down, get squared up in your hips. Breathe. And straightening out through your front leg. And let's do that again. So coming down, and this one we're going to hold for longer. So keep your hips squared up. Now all your knuckles and lower back together. And with your top arm, can you get your elbow up to reach towards the ceiling? So this hand up here on your stick, push the elbow up. And then from there, if we edge the feet, there we go, to the edges of the mat, and then leaning in with our hand that's by our front thigh, place down, leaning into it, breathing deeply. Alrighty, let's release and give our legs a shake. Have we got some weights there? So find some weights. Let's work on our upper body strength. Now, if you've not increased your weights by half a kilo or so recently, it might be a good time to start thinking about that, because that's how we progressively improve our strength. So elbows back, I'm going to squeeze our shoulders, extend out, and come back in and to the middle. And do it again. So we squeeze our shoulders, extend. Next level, we're going to bring them up to the top, straight arms, coming out, down, and back in. More advanced, we're going to add in a rise onto our tiptoes as we bring them over the head, open out, and come back down. Now, as you're doing the lift, hold on to your core. So draw your belly button muscle in, let your tailbone hang down, but a little bit of squeeze from your bottom from behind. We do that twice more. Alrighty, so final one. And as you bring your weights down, I just want you to hang your body loose. So loose and floppy. We're going to rotate the body round one side, taking hold of the elbows like this. So you hang loose around one side, round to the front, and then over the other side. And think about your body weight in your feet. Can you keep some body weight back through your heels as you loosen your back and your hips. Just let your body swing from one side to the other. And then finding your weights again, we're going to sink into a squat and then release. Sit down, 2, 3, and then release. Keeping the body weight through the heels. Adding a little bit of lift with the arms. More advanced, we get the arms up by the ears and hold for 3 seconds and then come back down. Try to keep your chest open and your eye gaze lifted. So open your chest, try not to round your upper back. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. Can we do 2 more? So final one. And let's release, give the legs a shake. And if you can find a stick, we're going to give our quads a stretch. We're going to get hold of our foot behind us. Give our legs a good old stretch, particularly if we're doing lots of walks or exercising. These muscles can get quite tight, so good to stretch them regularly. Now, if you can see yourself in your screen, is your knee like this in front of your other knee? Can you bring it back? Squeeze your bottom and push your hips forwards. Test your balance by adding more lean, keeping your heel on your bottom. Can we transition the move with control? Shake a leg and give that a go on the other side. So knees together. Heel towards your bottom. Lengthening your posture. Can you squeeze your buttocks in from behind to intensify the sensation of the stretch? And then for those of you who want to test your balance further, adding more lean. What's the play in the foot like? Can you steady the foot that you're stood on? Have a little chat with it. Welcoming the wobble. And let's release and give our legs a shake. Okay, good job. So we're going to move down to a seated posture as we do some yoga stretches for our glutes. So if you can take a seat down here on the mat. And we're going to extend one leg. That gives the other knee a bit of a hug. Might not have had one yet today. So hugging the knee in, bringing it across your body, and then wrapping your opposite elbow like this. So you give it a hug with this elbow. And then this foot at the front here, and then foot, if you can flex it up. But on this back arm, you can push it away. That's it. And then we're going to push away and turn the head to look behind as you squeeze your knee in. Hold and breathe. Noticing where you feel that good old stretch. There's no kind of right or wrong in where you feel it. It's probably just more about where your body needs it. We're going to do that again, same side. But for those of you who want to advance on, we're going to bring that front foot in, or you can keep it as you are. And now we're sitting on the heel and wrapping an elbow more on the top of the thigh. You can stick with that first version. It's up to you. What feels more doable for you? Lynn's having a good old giggle to herself. Want to work on, Lynn. So deep breath as you push the ground away. Press your elbow into your thigh. Elongate through the crown of your head. I'm imagining someone sort of pulling me up by the bun on the top of my head. Breathe. And let's release and give that a go on the other side. Oh, needed that one today. So, knee in and across. Opposite elbow wrapping around. Pull that in quite firmly and then push down with the back arm. Make sure your back arm, your forearm is attached to your back. Yeah, like that. So that's it, yeah. And flex up your foot at the front. Think of turning your chest side on. Now for me, on my tighter side, I notice my buttock is lifting off the floor. So I'm just going to focus on pressing that down. So notice how your two sides compare. Breathe. And let's release. Okay, and then more advanced, we hook this front one in, heel under the bottom. So you put your heel where the sun shines. And then elbow just in here, goes onto the thigh itself and pushing the ground away. Breathe. Press the elbow into the thigh and again elongating up through the crown of the head. Breathe. Turning your chest to look behind your shoulder. Alrighty, let's rest off. We're going to do a pec stretch next on the ground. So I'm bringing one knee up as my other leg extends back here. And this arm over here is pressing down against the ground. So I've got the bent leg and the bent arm on the same side, and the straight leg and the straight arm on the other side. And then notice what I do next. So this hand where the arm is bent, I'm pushing the ground away and I'm sort of lifting my body, turning to look over the shoulder. I press the palm down on the straight arm. So what we're looking for is a feeling of stretch around the front of your chest, kind of where the arm and the chest meet. And then we're going to drop back down. So have a look at me again if you're not sure. I'm going to press the ground away with the bent arm, push the palm of the lengthened arm into the ground, and then we'll turn the head to look behind the shoulder. And release. Just do that one more time on this side. Push the palms down into the ground, lifting the upper body. And let's release. Okay, good job. Give that a go on the other side. So we're going to bend the other arm, bend the other knee like this. And we want the other arm on the straight leg side out to the side. So we're going to push the ground away with a bent arm. Turn the head so we're looking behind our shoulder. Again, if you're not sure, have a little look at me. Some of you have not done this one before. And let's do it again. So we lift, pushing the ground away, pressing both palms into the ground, straightening the straight arm, if that makes sense, and sort of tension through it. And then releasing. And let's do that one more time. Breathe. and then release. Okay, so let's come over onto our backs. Well done today. Placing our hands just here over our belly. So one hand just underneath your rib cage and the other hand below your belly button. Close your eyes and just take a moment to appreciate showing up today and getting our practice done. And earlier in the session, I asked you to set the intention of how you'd like to feel by the end of the session. So just coming back to that intention and noticing how you're feeling now. What's the shift in your energy been today? And taking a moment to think about the bigger picture of your balance, your mobility, your flexibility, mental well-being, all the little cells in your body, how they've benefited from your little decision today to get this practice done. Taking a moment to appreciate that. As you lay on the ground, imagine your body is really relaxing down. Relax your jaw and all the little muscles around your face. Perhaps even visualizing a little mini facial circling around the temples, around the forehead, along those little bony bits underneath the eyes, the jawbone. Relaxing all those little facial muscles. A scalp massage. It's a virtual hair wash. Just leaning into the feeling of having that sensation moving around your hair. Imagine that relaxation feeling traveling down through your shoulders, through your arms. Allow it to wash through your torso and along your back, into any little tight spots around your back, your hips, your pelvis. Relaxing down through the muscles of the legs, around the knees, joints, and down into the lower part of each leg. Just want you to drop your legs down, relax into your legs. Visualize a little massage happening around your feet, along your toes, relaxing your feet. Noticing the sensation in your feet. Sometimes a lack of sensation. Just observing it. Let your attention drift now. Drifting away. Being mindful of any background noise as you relax more deeply and drift away. Taking a moment to visualize yourself in one of your most calm, relaxed places that you love to be. I'd like you to just give your toes a little wriggle now. So you're sort of separating your toes and letting some air in between your toes. Wriggling them around and then circling your ankles. Opening your eyes as you circle your ankles and then circling them back in the opposite direction. And we're going to turn ourselves over to one side and come up to a seated position. Open the feet. We'll take a little lean over one way. We allow our arm to come over by our ear. And release. Just placing your hand here at the other side and leaning in. Deep breath. I hope that's made a difference to your day. If you can hit your unmute for me. How are we feeling?